Well, we're back. Hello, everybody. What's up? I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. Happy almost Thanksgiving, everybody. Come on in. You guys know the drill. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. All right. Put my goal up today. Go just any 10 super chat, super sticker, memberships, whatever. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for helping towards a goal. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I understand people are tight with money. I get it. I do. I've got a couple of people here that I'm talking to. Julie is one of them. Hello. I did get your email. I appreciate you. I will definitely get back to you. You will be. Julie Bug here is one of the people that is asking that. Hopefully that's okay. We have yesterday I offered to help anybody that needs to get their turkey dinner. I want to help out. I want to know what your story is, your children, what you got going on, who you are, and make sure you're part of the crime crew. So certainly, guys, welcome Julie here in chat. I've got your Cash App, Julie. I'm going to help you out after this episode. I'll go ahead and send you something to get yourself some extra turkey, that dessert. I know you've gone shopping, but guys, I can't be here with the crime crew day in and day out and not make sure that everybody is happy, got their family, got their food. So Julie Bug, I got you. I'll take care of you. Stay in here, hit that like button, and share this with your friends and community. Good to see some of my girls here. Foxy's here, Cin's here, Tiff's here. Carly's probably working on family stuff for Thanksgiving. So thanks for the mods that are here. Good to see you, Mom. Love you. I wish you were going to be here with us tomorrow. We got a huge Thanksgiving feast, and I'm going to start that tonight. So, guys, come on in. You know how we do around here. We always want to help those in need that need it. And when you help and you give to Guilty of Crime, it goes back into the channel and then back to the crime crew and merchandise and things that we need. So we never want people to suffer, especially when we're so joyous. So thank you guys for being here. Thank everyone. Julie, welcome. I'll get to you after the show. Allison, good to see you. I'm glad you came across my channel. Welcome. Welcome. Eastern Crafting Girls, Minor. Oh, that picture. Your grandbaby's beautiful. And Heather McDowell, happy Thanksgiving to you. Now, guys, we got an episode for today. I have not been covering the updates in this case, but guess what? This caught my attention, and we're going to give all of the updates today. So listen, guys, bottom line of this, and everybody on every channel that I've been watching is asking, is Melodee Buzzard alive? If so, was she sold, aka trafficked, or is she no longer with us? All right. I ask you that question at the top of the hour, and I tell you, in these recordings and in this leaked audio that we're gonna not only play today, but we got Tyler Brewer talking to us. This mom of a poor excuse for a mom, Ashlee Buzzard, compares herself to Casey Anthony. I shit you not, y'all. She's from Lompoc, California, not Florida. We also got Judge Belvin Perry that's going to talk about, he was the judge that presided in the Casey Anthony case, talking about that today and comparing Ashlee Buzzard to Casey Anthony. She did that herself. She compared herself to Casey Anthony. So I ask you, what does that mean? All right. What does that mean when a mother of a missing child that won't communicate with law enforcement compares herself to Casey Anthony? Everybody in this chat probably knows who that is. So, guys, come on in, hit that like button. It's wild. We're talking about a pillow being dressed up as Melodee Buzzard, Ashlee Buzzard comparing herself to Casey Anthony, Tyler Brewer, the man that was supposedly locked in her house, and Ashlee's house, is now coming forward after he sent out cease and desist letters and didn't want to talk to anyone, is now on News Nation talking. So we're going to go over all that today. Why was the case dismissed? Why is she not wearing an ankle monitor? Why is she free to leave? And why is Ashlee comparing herself to Casey Anthony? All right, let's go. Raw Beanie, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. All right, let me give you some key points. And then, guys, we're going to get into everything. I'm worried about the safety of Melodee as well, if she's still alive. Now, when you start comparing yourself to a woman that took the life of her daughter and got away with it, it scares me a bit. And I think, is Melodee even alive? And if she was sold or trafficked, what would she be doing right now? Certainly not getting ready for Thanksgiving. So we need to put this out there, guys. I need you guys to see some of the major key points in the timeline here. Excuse me, I messed that one up. All right, timeline. It's not very big there, but those are some of the key points in the timeline. And I'm just going to quickly let me drop this down so y'all can see it. Hey guys, come on in. Andrea, thank you so much for the $1.99 towards our goal. And then Lori Minor's coming in second. Let's get this started. All right, there's some key points here in this timeline, you guys. And what they missed on this timeline, what they failed to add was October 9th was actually 2 days after law enforcement thought that little Melodee was spotted. She actually was spotted 2 days later in this investigation. So we're going to go over a little bit of that, where, when, how, and what the heck is happening in this case. Happy Thanksgiving, Lori. Thank you so very much for your $2 towards our goal. All right. So that you can see they haven't updated that since October. And this is on the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's. Let me show you real quick. It's way too small to see it here. And there is the map. All right. So I'm gonna take this other timeline down because it's just I can't see it. And I just want to show y'all some key things before we get started. So anybody that has been following this case can see what I'm looking at. All right. So this is the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office with the latest news. It's got this timeline on there. Bree, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you so much. You guys, choo, choo. I know you like that sound. All right. Thank you. All right, let me look at this. Let me put this the link up here. Let me zoom in a bit because my old eyes can't see this anymore. All right, so listen. This is a website they've been updating, SantaBarbaraSheriff.org. You can go take a look there anytime. Key points in the timeline of the Melodee Buzzard missing saga. October 9th was actually the last sighting they have. October 10th, Ashlee returns home without Melodee. October 14th, they did a welfare check. This was in 2025. Welfare check is what kicked this all off, to detectives serving a search warrant and FBI joining the investigation. They only went up to October 24th, but this is a good timeline for people that haven't been following the case to take a look at. So let me put this up there. Let's talk a little. Yes. Choo, choo. Fruit's coming. What's up? Like 41. You guys do me a favor. I think there's almost 100 people in chat with 41 likes. If you can hit that like button, that'd be great. We're getting to it. I promise. Listen, Melodee Buzzard, 9 years old, from Lompoc area of Santa Barbara, went reported missing and hasn't been seen since October 7th originally, and now October 9th. It's a November 26, 2025, and we still don't know where little Melodee is. All right. Now, mom was locked up for false imprisonment charges, and at the preliminary hearing where she got all dolled up that I haven't shared with you yet, November 20th, 6 days ago, Santa Barbara County judge dismisses the felony false imprisonment charge, finding prosecutors had not established enough probable cause that Ashlee had confined the alleged victim, Tyler Brewer, by violence or menace. Now, the judge's ruling followed the testimony and presentation of the leaked audio that I'm going to play for you guys today. And according to the court reports, undercutting key elements of the prosecution's account, the judge says it didn't match with the victim's description of the events. You guys can decide when we listen to the audio and to Tyler Brewer. Now, listen, new information is now coming out about where Melodee was supposedly left. And Ashlee says that she dropped her off with strangers that she met at the zoo. Right now, the San Diego Zoo is one of the biggest zoos in California, but I don't know what zoo she's referring to. I'm a little confused. We'll get into that. We'll hear about it more. You guys can chime in and chat if you understand. Now, the false imprisonment incident is drawing a lot of scrutiny, and people are saying that they only did that to keep custody of Ashlee in hopes that they would find Melodee. That did not work. That's done. No more ankle bracelet. And she's moving, guys. She is on the move. Got a U-Haul truck, boxes, taking trips, but to where? And where is Melodee? All right. They're still watching her, but this is concerning now. And when you look at that route there, Ashlee could have put Melodee's body anywhere between multiple locations. If she's still alive, she could be somewhere in where we last saw her on October 9th in the area of Colorado, Utah. Otherwise, her body can be anywhere if she's not with us. All right. So I put this back up and listen from her own words. Ashlee compares herself to Casey Anthony. You're going to hear this. What does that mean? Later in the episode, we'll hear from Judge Belvin Perry in the Casey Anthony case and why is she comparing herself? Now, quickly, before we get into anything, yes, the zoo story is way too weird. She doesn't have any information, no phone numbers on who she gave Melodee to. And why is this just coming out right now? Michelle, 4069. Good to see you. And if you guys just rolled in, please hit that like button. It's free to do so. All right, let's keep going. You have a bad feeling. So do I, guys. Now that we don't have any leads on Melodee from this Tyler Brewer character, I do have a feeling that Melodee Buzzard's not with us anymore. By the way, Ashlee's cutting out faces and making dolls, weird dolls of her daughter. All right, what's up under your scars? Good to see you. I emailed you earlier. I became a member from getting a gifted membership from Foxy and been supporting the channel ever since. I love this channel and the people in chat. Well, Bree, we love you too, and we thank you for helping support the channel. That's the question of the day. Why would she compare herself to Casey Anthony? We're getting into that. Happy Thanksgiving, Mom Shag 31. Come on in, chill out, and relax. We'll be here for a while. The dolls are creepy, and it's also creepy to cut pictures out of your daughter's face from missing posters. Guys, it's getting weirder by the day. What is up, my friend? Deb Stearns, hello. Big hugs to you. I texted you earlier. Obviously, I'm not going to tell anybody about what in chat. All right, whack job indeed. Indeed. Now, listen, let me tell you before we ever get started, her crazy reported behaviors and allegations right now. Number one, Ashlee comparing herself to Casey Anthony. Number two, saying she left Melodee with strangers she met at the zoo. Number three, her alleged lack of cooperation and courtroom developments are just wild. The fact that she's not cooperating even up until the point where they're going to charge her, she doesn't care. All right. Removal of GPS monitor after the charge. That's not good for any of us. Confrontation, allegation, and public statements by Tyler Brewer, the alleged victim. There's some wild stuff in it today. Right. Family concerns about Ashlee's mental health and past hospitalizations. Family members quoted in interviews raised concerns about her mental health history, including prior hospital stays, guys, social service involvement, relatives that say that have complicated family dynamics, and custody discussions that we've talked about in the past. Now, multiple media outlets are covering this and a lot of the same developments, right? False imprisonment, pillow dolls, moving, case being dismissed, and now why is she still not arrested? All right. So, key timelines early to mid October this year, 2025. Melodee was last seen during a road trip with her mother on this path. All right. Yeah, she's a wacko. She's a wacko. Our episode's over. See you guys later. we're done. She's a wacko. That's it. All right, now listen. Melodee was last seen early to mid-October. October 14th, school officials flagged Melodee's prolonged absence, prompting a missing person investigation. Speed up to November 6th through 7th, and Ashlee's arrested for false imprisonment. She's later released during that time and was on a GPS tracker at home. Fast forward to 6 days ago, November 20th, and this case gets dismissed. It just gets wild. The stuff she's saying, it's wild. All right, the recording, yes, we're doing that. The leaked recording is what a major key point in today's episode is. But where is Melodee? Why is Melodee not looking forward to Thanksgiving with all of us? All right, come on in, guys. Let's get this party going. Wonder if the purple-haired woman is the woman of the couple from the zoo. What? All right. Thank you, Saucy Skins CBD. Wesley, good to see you. Always mad love and prayers for you. I hope you're going to have a really good Thanksgiving as well. All right, let's take a look. And then we're going to see interviews, listen to audio. We got a lot today, guys. All right, let's start with the charges against Melodee Buzzard's mom being dismissed. That was the last thing that we left off on last week. I had not updated you, so we're going back to 6 days ago. She was released. All right, not enough evidence. Judge said can't do it, can't keep her. All right. Now, the filing cited the reason they're not super worried about her is because it doesn't seem like there's any kind of sophistication or professionalism in her actions. Now, there is that crazy ass lady, Ashlee Buzzard, in court. I wanted to show that to you last week. She was all dolled up this time with her wig and her clown makeup on. In my opinion, she's a clown. She's an unsophisticated clown, and we want to know where your daughter is, Ashlee. Where's your daughter? Yeah, I feel you. Wow, I feel you a lot on that. Now that she's comparing herself to Casey Anthony, guys, I'm afraid even further for Melodee's life. All right. So Brewer is the man that accused her of that. Charges were dropped. We're finally going to hear from him today. He testified about the box cutter. Judge didn't really believe all the things after listening to a 6-minute clip from the recording we're going to hear today. All right. In that, Buzzard accused Brewer of lying, seeking media attention, while Brewer could be heard asking to leave twice. He said he felt threatened and uncomfortable, and he describes Buzzard as clenching her fist and gritting her teeth. Judge isn't buying it, dropped it. No more ankle monitor. She's done. Judge says, you're out of here. All right. So this is her with her clown makeup on last week. Let's give her a little bit of shame there to the clown that is dressing up her daughter's body like our daughter's pillow, like her daughter Hope floats. Welcome to the crime crew, and another one towards our goal. 6 more to meet our goal, my friends. 6 more. I agree. I was looking up what kind of about her being manic. What did she get diagnosed as? And I can't find anything official for this clown that we see here in court. You're a clown, Ashlee. Where is Melodee? I don't care about your clown makeup or your wigs. Where's Melodee? Right? Where's Melodee? The number one thing that we want to know. Right? Outside the courtroom, Melodee's grandma, Lily, was expected to address reporters. Dennis has been outspoken since her granddaughter vanished, telling Fox News that she noticed a chilling pattern of control in the months that led up to this. Okay. Right. So the family's been really aggressive about speaking out. There are some of the key points that were in the preliminary hearing, and the charges got dropped. Right. There's nothing that really proved anything. There's some of the evidence that are presented there. Judge didn't find any of that to be threatening. And there you have it. She's now on the move, my friends, and we need to keep track of her. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to get you started with this being dropped so we can see this clown. And then we're going to get into all the new stuff that we haven't showed here yet.
Where the mother of a missing 9-year-old girl was back today in court for hearing an unrelated charge. Melodee Buzzard
She's a clown, y'all.
has not been seen since last month when she and her mom, Ashlee, took a road trip to Nebraska. News Nation senior national correspondent Brian Enton looking into this. He's on the case in Lompoc, California. Joins us now. All right, Brian, what happened today?
Yeah, very, very bizarre case, Connell. We're back outside the mom, Ashlee Buzzard's house right now. She just got back home where she's basically been.
And they are watching her like a hawk. And we're going to do that too. All right. I did look up if she was bipolar, and there was nothing that I could see. There was nothing that I could find that was official. All right. All right. Let's keep going.
Held up, not talking to police. No one knows where her daughter Melodee is. You can see there's these posters in the front yard. Where is Melanie? We won't stop looking for her. They've got pictures of Melodee all over the front here. But she was just in court. We just left the courthouse a little while ago. We've got pictures from inside the courtroom. You can see just a bizarre look. I mean, this woman always seems to have different wigs on that she shows up in, and she had very, very heavy makeup, Connell, when she was in work.
And I didn't get to cover this last week because the case of Anna Kepner took over. So I want to make sure I document everything today. All right. Thank you so much, Janet Rawlings. Please thank Janet if you received that membership. She is some kind of crazy clown is what I'm saying. I do think she's schizophrenic. I think she probably hears voices. I think her paranoia comes from that. I also think that she's probably bipolar. But if she's not taking her medication, that could be a problem.
Today, really, really red cheeks. But she didn't say a word in court. She was there on these false imprisonment charges. She had an ankle monitor. A friend of hers said that she had basically locked him inside her house when he was here concerned trying to get information about Melodee. But now another interesting twist, the judge actually dropped those false imprisonment charges. So she got the ankle monitor removed. The charges are gone. And now she's come back
That's
home
wild.
facing no charges. But the strange thing is she's still not cooperating with police. And no one knows where her daughter Melodee is. Connell?
Whole thing is weird, man. Yeah, and the appearance in court, like you said, the way I don't know. Brian, thank you, Brian. And in Lompoc, California, he'll stay on that story. Thank you.
All right, Brian Enton's been doing a fantastic job of staying outside, keeping an eye on her. What's up, Teresa Lech? Good to see you, my friend. All right, let's watch her be on the move. Then I'm going to show you who Tyler Brewer is before we get into the audio. And then we're going to talk with Tyler Brewer here. I don't know why he's talking, because he didn't want anything to do with anybody originally, which is wild. Now, of course, we don't have an interview with him. I probably would have reached out to him if he wouldn't have sent a cease and desist, right? I don't understand that, why he did a cease and desist and then decided to talk. Foxy Amazon, I missed that. Guilty of crime, 420 membership. Thank you. All right. All right. Has Destiny spoke of Ashlee yet? No, I'm not sure who Destiny is. We do not have a gag order on anything at this point right now. There's not anything to gag order for. Now, if you're talking about the Anna Kepner case, they're asking for a gag order, but that has not been approved. All right, let's get back to Ashlee Buzzard loading moving boxes, right? This is up to speed now. She's currently packing boxes, moving, and she's got a doll on her couch of Melodee, all right? And she's got cut out pictures of her daughter in the house, cut out faces, pictures with no face.
Buzzard likes to travel. And now that she's free of that ankle monitor that she had to wear because of that false imprisonment charge last week, she's free to move about the country. But you would imagine that she'd stay.
And that's interesting. So Dana Hodgen, that's interesting. Tell me what your basis is of that comment. I mean, Dana says Ashlee's being harassed by the California school system and the paternal grandmother who hired a private eye. That's what this is all about. So if that's the case, Dana, then that means that little Melodee Buzzard is safe, and it means that she's somewhere with family or somebody taking care of her. However, I don't have anything on that backstory if that's the case, because no paternal grandma was getting custody. Nobody was getting custody. And you're right. We just want a proof of life. If you can get a proof of life, then everyone can leave her alone. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has any rights over little Melodee at all except for Ashlee Buzzard at this time. So if she's being paranoid because of X, Y, and Z situation, that's all it is right now, being paranoid. But why not show proof of life and then move on with your life?
Put in her home, given her 9-year-old daughter, Melodee Buzzard, is missing, right? Maybe not. Because tonight we have new and exclusive video. You're looking at it. This is Ashlee loading up moving boxes and appliances into a U-Haul truck and then driving away from the family's home in law.
And that's really weird that she's doing that, packing, driving, putting, and then driving it away and coming back. So, I mean, she must be putting it in a storage somewhere. But again, Ashlee, give us the proof of life. If you're just trying to escape giving over custody, you don't have to. Just show proof of life and everyone can move on.
California. She's still got her little boots and her purse slung
She can
on
move.
her arm, her
Yep.
wig in a ponytail. Her daughter Melodee hasn't been seen in 43 days now, and she's the
And here's the thing, we're going straight to Tyler next. And the fact that the case is dismissed by Tyler shows that it was over the top to even arrest her in the first place. Law enforcement did that because they wanted to keep track of her and find out where Melodee was. None of those tactics worked. And guys, she's free as a bird to leave anywhere she wants to. Right now, she can get in that car and drive to the end of the earth and nobody can stop her. Dana says Tyler lied and Ashlee won in court. She had a video of the incident in her home. Ashlee can't be arrested because she's moving. That's exactly what I was saying, Dana. But if you know any more of the backstory on what's happening, it sounds like Melodee's just fine. And this crazy lady, Ashlee, is being paranoid. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. We're doing all of that. We just got started, my friend. We do know about the zoo.
reason that Ashlee's every move is now being watched, and not just by us. Our source tells us that as soon as Ashlee left in that U-Haul truck today, wearing her signature wig and booties, the detectives and or federal agents, quote, flipped a U-turn and tailed her. We don't know where she went in that U-Haul, but we do know she returned home. That happened later. She was in an Uber. And it goes without saying that we're going to keep watching.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to listen to that audio because people are coming in here and giving it all away. Like, did you hear that? Yes, we know about the zoo. We know about the leaked audio, and that's what we're doing today. I haven't covered this because I was covering the Anna Kepner case. So now we're getting back to this, and we do have all the updates, I assure you. All right, let's do the secret recording with Tyler, and then we'll do the interview about Melodee being dumped off allegedly with strangers from the zoo. No contact information, nothing like that. All right, let's do it before you guys run out of patience and leave my channel. All right. Even though the internet's been really slow. Come on, I downloaded this already, YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. We just gotta wait. All right, listen. Here's the leaked footage. I promise you, we're getting to all of it right now. All right? Be patient, guys. Be patient. All right, here is the secret recording with Tyler Brewer. Next, I'll show you who he is. I was going to show you, but I want to do this so people don't take off.
The woman, of course, is this lady, Ashlee Buzzard, mother of the little girl behind her, Melodee Buzzard, who has not been seen in 42 days now. The case was not tied directly to Melodee's disappearance today, but instead to an alleged false imprisonment of a local paralegal who supposedly wanted to help Ashlee find that little girl, but encountered instead an intransigent.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. Another video started playing, so here we go.
And very strange Ashlee Buzzard. Ashlee and the paralegal were both in court today. He had claimed that Ashlee pulled a box cutter on him and wouldn't let him leave her house. It was a preliminary hearing in Santa Barbara.
All right, that was dismissed. We're getting to the audio.
And her long curly wig pulled back.
Yes, let's get to the audio.
Utah and
I don't like the internet right now, guys. It's been terrible. Terrible.
testify, but she didn't. Not really. Instead, her attorney played a recording that apparently
That's what we're going to listen to. That recording got her out of this case, by the way.
Ashlee had made herself of the final 3 minutes of this whole
Come on in, guys.
confrontation
You're not like...
in question. And the 3 minutes, anyway, did not exactly match what Tyler Brewer had claimed to the police. So I'm going to play this all for you. It's a little, convoluted, a little confusing, but I think you should be able to get the gist of it. Listen for yourself.
All right, we're going to get into that now, guys. I'm going to try not to stop it too much unless something really sticks out. But the key points today are the secret audio that's going to reveal the things that are said behind the scenes with Tyler and Ashlee, as well as we're getting up to the fact that she told him that she dropped little Melodee off with complete strangers at a zoo. Doesn't know how to get a hold of them, doesn't know their number, but she's going to go back and she's going to get Melodee with these unknown people. That recording, though, is very significant in this case, and it did get her off free, where she can move now. She can move, she can leave, she can do anything she wants. No more court cases until they decide to arrest her, if they do. Let's just say a quick prayer that Melodee Buzzard is alive and not trafficked somewhere or dead. All right? All right.
And I can't trust you when you're lying. You're flat out lying. You're a really good liar. Like, Tyler. Tyler.
I'm definitely not
Tyler,
trying to deceive.
Be quiet and listen, please. Look at me. Like, I'm an intelligent woman. I'm 40 years old. You deal with legal stuff. Like, who are you kidding? Tyler.
I can only give you my perspective.
Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I understand.
You need a reality check. If this is on media news, like news talk shows, they're going to be seeing you. They're going to be interested in you. You have to understand that I'm aware, whether you want to admit it or not, you want the attention.
I don't want the attention.
This is great. I'm so glad that we have this recording. And by the way, guys, we're giving away a Foxy box. That's a big deal today. All right. So you got to be in the green and you got to hit the like and have a comment, because at the end of this, we're giving a Foxy box away, right? He needs a reality check. Let's keep going. And I put the subtitles here, and they're here. If you can't hear what she's saying, you can read it.
There is absolutely no way in hell that you are not bipolar or have an extreme issue if you don't realize what you're doing is advertisement, and there are real legal ramifications. I don't know how you honestly are not worried about being put in jail.
What? I'm worried about it?
Since you're leaving in an uncomfortable way, I want the keys to my house and the storage.
Right there.
Nobody else has keys, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. No one else has keys.
Listen, that is a huge case of projection, and I'm glad that you guys recognize that. You don't have to be in the US to win, by the way. Clementine, you absolutely do not have to be in the US to win, but if you win and you're not in the United States, then you have to pay for your own shipping because it's really expensive. All right, but let's get back to this. All right, absolute projection. Please pay attention to projection anywhere nowadays. You guys are doing fantastic, and I know everyone wants that Foxy box. I want a Foxy box too. I'm not going to do that, though. No joke. This is a narcissistic behavior. What she's saying is actually her own behavior. I'll leave that up for a minute. Let's go.
Tyler, genuinely, if you've been here genuinely to help, I appreciate it. The lies are a lot, and especially if you are genuine and trying to help in your own way, you should be very concerned if they recognize you, because anyone else, like running for district, it doesn't add up. I'm not threatening you, but I'm saying, like, I'm not threatening you at all. I'm trying to help as a friend, because I feel like it has to be bipolar or something.
Bipolar?
I don't think you're grasping.
Are you guys catching this?
The level of online things that don't make sense.
No, I understand where you're coming from. At this moment, I would like to leave.
Oh.
And I'm more than receptive if you want to call or text me.
How do I send you the money of the receipts?
I'm not concerned about any of that. but I'm still very receptive. Should you want to call me or text me, but I've done nothing intentionally to be deceitful.
All right, little confusion. Synth, I love you, but it has not been no shipping out of the U.S. It's always, we'll ship out of the U.S., but you'll have to pay for it. All right. So absolutely, we're going to ship to you if you win. And you're in Australia and you want to pay $100 to ship to Australia, we're going to ship it to Australia. We won't pay for the cost out of the U.S. So Synth, let's put that down. Let's not say that. That's always been the case. All right. Nobody usually wants to pay $100 for that. Yes, the definite paranoia here. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going. It would be great to hear the whole audio, and I think it will be made public soon. All right. Gotta.
I know that's a lot to process. And I know a lot of that doesn't make sense. But I will say this, there was something I heard in there several times. That guy said, I would like to leave now. He also mentioned that she had produced a box cutter. That's the stuff.
Okay, guys, let's just get this quickly straight. Foxy and any of the mods except for Synth. Synth does her snail mail. Synth, you don't have Foxy boxes, so you don't have to worry about shipping a Foxy box. Only Foxy has a Foxy box. And if you agree to shipping cost ahead of time, then we'll ship out. All right, there you go. All right, let's not get these people confused, please. You got to be in green. And if you're not in the US, you have to agree to wanting to pay for the cost. Now, let's not cut into this. All right, this lady does need help, guys, and this projection is wild.
You can't hear. So she's holding a box cutter and he is repeatedly saying, I would like to leave. It's interesting that the judge decided to throw out the case, because that's what the judge did when he heard this tape. He threw the case out. He said there was no probable cause to believe that Brewer was terrified or prevented from leaving by force. I'm not so sure I agree hearing that audio. To the contrary, the judge says we hear him leave. Yeah, okay. But if you got to ask several times, there's a box cutter in front of you. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. So anyway, tonight, Ashlee's free as a bird, and that ankle monitor we've been talking about, that's a thing of the past. And our Brian Enton is right outside the family's house in the town of Lompoc, California. Brian, first and foremost, great reporting, getting that audio, being in that courtroom today and seeing what transpired. First of all, let me just ask you, any movement at all, now that she's free without the ankle monitor, any movement outside that house? Have you seen Ashlee since court?
Yeah, she's back at the house tonight, actually. And let me just walk up. I mean, it's dark again here tonight. There's been no activity since she returned from court. Really a free woman, no ankle monitor, no charges. I thought maybe there was a light up.
Yeah, that was really quick, that audio. There's a lot more to that audio, and the judge only heard about 6 minutes of the actual audio. All right. So I want to get into Tyler's, I want to get into the Tyler interview. And because there's a lot of information in that, and it talks about Casey Anthony, etc. So I would like to listen to the rest of that audio when it's available. I was hoping for more for sure. All right, let me play this while I'm getting that
in
ready.
the front window a little while ago, but I can't tell if it's just a reflection.
Hold
but
on.
it's interesting, in court today, it came out that she actually prefers to stay at the back of the house. They talked about this during the testimony with Tyler because she's concerned about the house being bugged and people listening through the front of the house. So that makes sense why we've seen very, very little activity here at the front, Ashlee.
Well, and also she mentioned in that audio recording, this is going to be on the news and the talk shows. So maybe she's aware that there's a lot of media interest and coverage. I remember you staking out the Laundries home in Florida, and I believe in Northport, Florida, they also spent most of their time in the back because it was hard to see any.
And you know what's weird about that entire situation? She's living in this house with just a little bit of things. She's slowly moving. I think soon she's going to be all the way out. Maybe she paid up up until December 1st. So guys, keep an eye. Let's keep an eye on if she's moved. And yes, you know why? Since I think there's a lot of fake license plate is because nowadays you get a paper license plate when you drive off. They don't wait for months and months to get the real one. You get a fake one, a paper one here in California, and anybody could make a paper license plate. So that's scary. She's been changing license plates. Wow, that's awesome, Jamie. Can this go towards someone's abso-freaking-lutely, Jamie? You've got it. I've already got one person that I committed to with their Thanksgiving meal and another possible one. So thank you, Jamie. You guys thank Jamie. She's awesome. We're absolutely going to help out Julie B today. You rock. Thank you. All right. She did trust him a great deal. He visited her several times. They said 5 times, but it was more than that. All right. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Activity in the front of the house. Real quickly, there were photos in court of the inside of her home shown today. Can you talk about those?
All right, let's listen for
Yes,
a little
and
bit.
by the way, that audio recording, just remember, this is her recording. She made the recording herself with her phone. She decided to record these conversations with Tyler. So, you know, remember, it sort of seems like she's putting on a little bit of a show there because she knows she's the one doing the recording. In terms of these other photos that came,
I didn't even know this, guys. I'm glad we're listening to the rest of this. I had no idea. I saw some of the photos. I didn't know she was the one recording it. And I'm glad she did because it got her out of jail. And maybe, just maybe, guys, she'll lead us to little Melodee. All right. I'm split. I'm very split after what I brought up for you guys today. By the end of this episode, I'm going to be convinced again that Melodee's no longer with us. All right. In my opinion, the cops knew their relationship and twisted his arm. That's what I think too, California Hawkeye. I think they used this guy as a way to keep track of Ashlee, and it didn't work. Right.
out. They had photos of the door and of the locks. There are 4 locks on the door that Tyler says she locked to keep him inside. There's also a photo of the box cutter on the ground. But it's interesting, actually. I sat through the whole hearing, and it was long. It was like 3 or 4 hours. And he could never say for sure that.
And this is interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures yet, but look at these pictures. These pictures have a lot of telling things in them. So let's pay attention. And then we're going to get to the Tyler interview. Oh my God. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen that, I'm glad you're here.
She actually picked up the box cutter. And many of the things he said were, I felt like she was holding me in the house and wouldn't let me out. She stood in front of me, but then I was able to get out. So I have to say, at the end of the hearing, I was not surprised that the judge threw out the false imprisonment charge. In fact, I kind of expected it by the end. There just wasn't a lot of solid evidence that he wasn't able to actually leave.
It's weird. I heard him say, I'd like to leave now. I'd like to leave now. To me, that's not the kind of thing you say. You just, if you're able to, you just say, I'm out of here. Bye-bye. You know, it was interesting, but it's different perspective.
I think they both have mental health problems, guys. I really do. When you see this guy and you see that he wrote a cease and desist, but yet he's all over international news, I think they both have a common bond with each other, and maybe he's also bipolar and they talk about it. But the reason he had keys and he was checking on her is because that was his friend. And I believe he talked to law enforcement and did what he needed to get her locked up. They did not have enough evidence, and you can see. Yes, let's watch his body language, and we should call for Deception Detective to take that video and break it down for us, because I'm going to tell you, just wait. Angel of Truth, good to see you. If she gave her away, I hope the people hear that she's a missing child and return her. I agree, but I think it's more complicated than that.
I do want to ask you about the
Thank
story
you,
I
Mom.
keep hearing that Tyler was somehow working with the police. Is this true? Is this why we were hearing on the recording that you're deceitful, you're lying? I was trying to make out what that was all about.
Yeah, and it was a very confusing hearing on that front, Ashley, because at the very beginning, the judge made clear to everyone involved that they could not discuss anything related to the disappearance of Melodee or the investigation into the disappearance of Melodee. And you can just imagine, I mean, a lot of this
And that's interesting. I'm so glad that I'm hearing this. I missed this. Thank you, Mama Pearl, for the $9.99 super sticker. All right, guys, this is crazy. Absolutely, the cover story is falling apart, but this case is intertwining quite a bit, and I absolutely believe now that he was trying to get her to be locked up so they can find out where Melodee was, and it didn't work. Ashlee is not giving it up, and the only thing I could think of why she wouldn't give it up, guys, is if she actually knows that Melodee's no longer with us.
Had to do with that. That's the whole reason it seems Tyler was at the house and was befriending Ashlee and was trying to get information out of her. So every time questions would come out about like, well, were you at the house? There was a police officer outside while you were inside the house, but they would say, no, you can't go down that road. And he would remind them too, am I allowed to answer this? And they would say no. So we never got a clear picture of whether he was actually working with the police, but it did come out that the minute he left the house and was able to leave, he texted the detective right away. He knew the detective's number, and it came out that the detective was already outside the house doing surveillance.
Oh, what do you guys think? Now that changes my mind about this quite a bit. I did not know this. There's a lot of information that's been coming hard and fast, and I've been covering other cases. That's interesting. I think they had a plan.
It's on the house while he was inside.
Speaking of that, is there anybody out there right now? Like you're facing away from the house and presumably you're facing across the street. Are there detectives or any sort of ghost cars waiting and just watching her movements? Because we're still missing.
And listen, she's getting ready to move, guys. I think by December 1st, she's going to be out of there. And you lost to a girl. This is why I don't think Melodee's alive anymore. And by the end of this, I'll be convinced even further, is you're right. When people start to see the news, and if she were staying with people at the zoo or anybody on this planet, they would call FBI, law enforcement, and say, I have this little girl. She's alive. Her mom, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that's the case. And that's the same thing that Lori Vallow did. And we ask, why did she avoid law enforcement and not give proof of life? Well, because the children were dead, buried in Chad's backyard. Bree, thank you so much. Here, some more to help. Thank you. These people are going to be so happy that they're going to get a great Thanksgiving dinner just like we are. Is there a reason she's not being held responsible? It makes no sense. I agree. I absolutely agree. And she is responsible. But the reason I believe they're not arresting her is because they're trying to get her to lead them to Melodee. I'm going to tell you, after the 1st of December, things are going to move hard and fast. That's my prediction, guys. Let's go.
A little 9-year-old girl.
Yes, and I don't want to give too much detail, obviously, on that, but there's clearly still an investigation going on. The FBI is involved, and it seems quiet out here tonight, but there are indications that she is still being watched in some regard. And even the neighbors are coming. I mean, people are so upset with this woman that she won't come out, that she won't talk. And that Melodee is still missing. And people are, I think there was a sense of comfort that she had the ankle monitor on. For whatever reason, people felt like, okay, they're kind of monitoring her. Now that the charge is thrown out and the ankle monitor is gone, there's definitely some concern.
Yeah, we said earlier it was a sideshow because the big
All right, we're gonna get to the Tyler Brewer, video, and you guys are gonna. I think Saucy, you're right. I think after listening to Ashlee comparing herself to Casey Anthony and the things that Tyler has to say, I think you guys are gonna think twice about if Melodee is either here with us or has been trafficked somewhere. All right, just we're getting there right now. Thank you, Electric Guy. Hey everyone, happy Thanksgiving. Husky Lover, good to see you. I'm telling you right now, with what we just heard after December 1st, they have a plan. This is going to move hard and it's going to move fast and it's going to pick up speed. They want to track her and find Melodee. And I guarantee you, they've got some kind of tracking system on her. And yeah, if she just left with a couple she met at the zoo, what kind of people would they, not only that, but they also would be able to see the news. You'd have to be living under a rock to not have heard of this. Right? Let's get to Tyler and his video. And you guys watch his body language. Watch how he talks, how he acts, what he says, and what we're talking about.
Where is this child? For God's sake.
In the Casey Anthony case. But yes, where is Melodee Buzzard? All right. All right, let's get into this. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for all day. Actually, for 2 days, I've been waiting to do this with you guys. right? Let's go.
Exclusive information straight from the source. Melodee hasn't been seen since October 9th. She was spotted on surveillance video with her mom, Ashlee Buzzard. And the very next day, Ashlee Buzzard came home from that road trip she took. She came home to Lompoc, California alone. No Melodee, no explanation. And for a month and a half, she has refused to give investigators a straight answer about where her daughter is. And since then, she's been packing boxes and moving things out of their home and acting really erratically when anybody asks about Melodee, like Tyler Brewer, like he did, a friend of Ashlee's and a local paralegal who has visited her.
All right, let's go, Tyler.
Buzzard,
Get your butt on here,
a
dude.
box cutter, and refused.
We know all this.
Arrested in her daughter's missing.
I want Tyler's
Sponsors who make this possible.
All right, get past the sponsors and get to Tyler. I should have
I have been looking.
I should have timestamped it. It's okay.
Jaw-dropping details.
I can't pay attention to what he says, his actions, how he talks, everything. All right, everything about him. Pay attention.
Details about Ashlee Buzzard, what she said about Melodee, and the haunting, weird stuff that is in her home.
Mr. Brewer, thank you so much for being on with me. I have been looking so forward to speaking with you. First and foremost, I do not believe what the judge said, that you were not threatened. I heard you clearly articulating, could I please leave? I want to leave this premises now. I personally believe anybody who is free to leave doesn't say those things. They just say, I'm leaving. So I disagreed with what the judge said. That aside, I am absolutely transfixed by this encounter that you had.
All right, listen, guys. I think that won't, James. I would agree with you if it weren't for Ashlee's very, very harsh mental health problems. I think if they held her until she gave up Melodee, we would lose a lot more hope. I don't think that she's talking. I think they've tried that tactic, and she's crazy. She's got literal mental issues, and she ain't giving it up, guys. All right. Don't sass back. Just join in. Thanks for continuing to cover this case. Absolutely, my friend. I try to cover every case and then follow up on the cases that I do cover.
With Ashlee Buzzard and what she told you about where she took and left her daughter. Can you tell me that information?
Yes, ma'am. It's actually, the whole events with Ashlee is one giant blur of craziness. I don't know of any other way to explain it. In short, she ended up going on a road trip at the instructions of individuals that she barely even knows. And I question if she even knows them really at all.
I agree.
And efforts to drop Melodee off with them, apparently some location in Utah. She had said that it was a couple that she met at a zoo. This couple had a daughter that's Melodee's age that she wanted Melodee to be able to play with.
Can y'all imagine going to the zoo and finding a couple with just a kid that looked around your daughter's age and like, hey guys, 201 people, hit that like button, y'all. Seems legit. Every time I go to the San Diego Zoo, I'm always watching out for kids that are the same age as baby Guilty, so I could say, hey, can you just take her for a while? And I don't need your number or to know where you are. Just take her so my daughter can play. What's a Foxy Box, one man's trash? I'll let you answer that, Foxy. What's up, Sandwich? I'm so glad to see you on my channel, girl. I don't know how crazy she is, if it was witty enough to record this dude and get the charges dropped. That's another thing. You're right about that. I don't think she's crazy where she doesn't know what she's doing. I think she's Lori Vallow crazy where she knows what she's doing and she does it well. All right. But she's still cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
But she doesn't know these people's names, their address, their phone number, their location, nothing. It's bizarre. It makes no sense.
It particularly makes no sense that Ashlee Buzzard would say, I don't know this couple that I met at the zoo. I don't know their names. I don't know their address. I don't know their contact information, when apparently she was making contact with them. And can you describe what she said about the contact she made with them and how the plan kept changing about the drop-off of Melodee?
She wouldn't go into too much details because she's very paranoid that the house is bugged, and she's still
paranoid period. But the house is bugged. Now, they don't have ability to check her devices unless she gives them, because they don't have any kind of criminal case or any kind. There's no case in the system about Melodee. There's nothing, guys, except for she's missing. All right. What's up, Lexi Giovanni? Great to be here. And it's great that you're here. She's a wackadoodle, y'all. And what's up, Opal sis? Good to see you. All right.
Wasn't really trusting me that much, as we discovered on that Thursday that she decided to confront me, or whatever you would want to call it. She didn't make it clear of how she communicated, especially when she was saying she didn't have accurate phone numbers for them. She also didn't make it clear. She said that she knew the woman's name of the couple, and that she looked on white pages and verified that there was someone by that name listed on the white pages. Okay, well, if someone's called John Doe, there's probably 20 John Does throughout the nation. So it's the fact that she trusted and believed some stranger that she randomly met at a zoo to care for her daughter, and trusted what she said was true without checking ID, without checking where she lives, without going to the house, without verifying where Melodee was going to be sleeping. It's just mind-boggling for me. And
well, to say the least, without getting a contact phone number to call her back. And again, I'm still perplexed by the details, Mr. Brewer, about, and I think you correct me if I'm wrong here, that Ashlee Buzzard said to you that this woman kept changing the drop-off details, kept changing the plan. Is that true?
Hell no, she's not going to offer up her devices. And guess what, guys? If you don't have a warrant, or you don't have a way that a judge or some higher up allows you to bug somebody's house, you can't use that in court. So if they go and they take her phone while she's sleeping and find out that she did kill Melodee, they can't even use that. They can't use a recording device if they don't have the proper channels. So I believe they were using this man to try to get her to talk. All right. I absolutely believe that. It backfired. And instead, Ashlee recorded their conversation to make sure she wouldn't be implicated in something that he says. All right. I'm going to press play and then let my dog in. Wes is yelling. Wes says, "Let me in, mother trucker."
Exactly. And that's why she ended up in Nebraska and all these different places, because they kept changing. Was like, oh, no, meet us here. No, meet us here. Then meet us maybe Utah. Wherever she ended up last with Melodee was the final drop off. So they kept changing it because apparently this couple, this individual, this whoever was paranoid of the government and being followed and spied on. So they wanted to make sure that if Ashlee was being tracked, then it would be harder for them to be tracked, changing all these different locations. And I know how weird and bizarre this sounds, but this is just the information that I was provided. And whether it's true or not, this is what she relayed to me.
I mean, that's a whole other question, whether what she told you is true. It sounds so manic. And also, how is she communicating with a woman multiple times to change drop-off locations if she suddenly says, I have no means of communicating with said woman?
And she said that she originally had a phone number for them, and she no longer has it because they ended up either disconnecting it, or it was a text now number or something similar. And she was told that when she got home, Melodee would start calling her. And it's been 45, 50 days and still no phone call as of November 6th.
And that was the plan, to be clear, that this couple, again, that Ashlee Buzzard told you she met them at a zoo and made this plan to drop her 9-year-old daughter off with them, and that they'd have a daily contact with Melodee.
I just wanted to say hello with the doggies. And California Hawkeye, did you know that Yorkies were really bred and used for the queens and the kings and Queen Elizabeth? They used them to catch the mice and the little rats and the things inside. All the little critters that run around, Yorkies are supposed to hunt. All right, so I've got Wes. I've got pieces that I showed you, and this is my Bowie. This is my baby. They're all three my babies, but this one's mine. When Token and Trace died, I got this one. She's a multi-poo. Mwah. Okay, you can go now. You can go now, little miss. Okay. I just wanted you guys to meet the dogs in case. Yeah, the vermint. Get those vermint. Let's get those vermints out of here. Yeah. We've got 2 Yorkies and a Maltipoo. Anyway, that always makes me smile, and I know you guys love it too. So they're the doggies, and look at what I did to her face. She's like, oh.
Did she say why? What was the whole purpose of getting rid of her daughter to this mystery couple in the first place?
Without going into too much detail with her medical history, she had an outpatient, so she has a surgery coming up. And the surgery, after she told me what it is, it's an outpatient surgery that you're going to be out for the day. It's nothing.
Now, did you guys hear about this? This is the first time I was hearing about it. She's saying the reason she got rid of Melodee was so that she can have a surgery and recover properly without having to take care of Melodee. All right. Makes no sense. What's up, James? You like doggies too? You like the puppies?
In her mind, it's something that Melodee needs to be away from her for at least a month or two, an effort for Ashlee to do the surgeries, the medical care, and get back on her feet so she could take care of Melodee. So her excuse for it just makes no sense either. Because again, the medical procedure in which she's claiming that she needs to have done, it's an outpatient surgery that, you know, I've had done myself. So it's not something that she needs to be out for a month for.
And she admitted to you that she was changing her license plates all along the route to this drop-off of her daughter with this couple.
You know, the thing about that is I had brought up something about the license plate because I had seen the report. And my license plates, I was trying not to let it in public, but they decided to announce in the middle of court that my license plates is from Oklahoma. So I go back and forth between.
Yeah, this guy is a little bit weird, guys. Something's not jiving with this guy. I'm glad he's talking, but it's still kind of a nothing burger. It's ended up to be a nothing burger because it seems like just a bunch of wackadoodles talking and not really getting anything done. And the fact that Ashlee was saying to this guy, you just want attention, and he sends out a cease and desist, the case gets dropped, and now he's on News Nation. I don't know about this. Thank goodness he's alive to tell this story. I agree, but I feel like I want more, and she's just giving him the runaround, and he's repeating it.
Between California and Oklahoma. So I had said, you know, oh, California is required to have 2 plates, one in the front and one in the back. I'm surprised I haven't got pulled over yet. So she went on to tell me about this website I can go on to order fake plates that look real so I can switch them out without being noticed.
So she informed you how to switch plates, but did she also confirm that she had switched her plates on that trip?
Yeah, she even mentioned that she has done it in the past. She didn't specify it was for that trip. But she had said her friend.
I mean, he's giving us a little detail, right? We're hearing about the surgery. We're hearing about certain details, but it's like, man, we heard about this weeks ago that she had dropped Melodee off in Utah, Colorado with some people, and little bits are coming out, but I'm just not happy because where is Melodee, guys? Where's Melodee?
I told her about it, which she was applying, referring to the friend that has Melodee.
Okay, so there's another report, and I'm hoping you can corroborate this. There was a report from a private investigator who said that Ashlee Buzzard had been cutting the faces of Melodee out of the missing persons posters, and you have been inside her home.
All right, so now we're going to talk about cutting out faces from the missing posters and the weird, creepy pillow doll of her daughter. Sam says, I can't take him seriously. He was outsmarted by Ashlee and he's giving me Tweaks vibe. You know, I'm getting that Tweaks vibe sandwich from Melodee's mom, Ashlee, as well. I feel like she stopped taking her medication and made self-medicated. I don't know, but there's something's just not adding up here.
What did you witness
in
her home?
Yes.
So she didn't cut the faces out. So I mean, that was either a miscommunication. So she took the photos out of the missing person's photo. All
right, so he's clearing that up. He's saying she didn't cut the faces out. We heard a whole news clip that said she cut the faces out and had faces all over, which was very creepy. The doll's creepy as well.
The poster boards that people made, and she has them lined on her couch. They're all on her couch, and then she has a body pillow with Melodee's hoodie and pants on it, like dressed like Melodee, and that's what's on her couch. So she basically has like a little shrine to Melodee on her couch.
And the photos, you're saying she lifted the photos off of the missing persons poster so that she could arrange those things on her sofa?
Yeah, what you're showing now, that's what she did. She ripped those down and they're all on her sofa.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't cut them as if to deface them. She wanted the pictures off of those boards.
Correct, yes, ma'am. Yeah, no, they were not to be defaced.
And they're lined up on her sofa?
Lined up on her sofa, yes, ma'am.
And again,
that's creepy. So the more we listen to this, the more I keep just thinking that Melodee's not alive. Why do that? Anyway, Simply Felicity, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Guess what, guys? We're giving out a Foxy box at the end of this episode. So please get your membership if you can. And if you want to contribute to our goal, you can do that as well. Suspect, what's up? All right, let me read this. Hi, everyone. So MO is that. So MO, I think she knows where Melodee is and that she's moving to live with Melodee. I believe Ashlee wants to get away from the dad's family. She's acting crazy, in my opinion. I think everything that you're saying is true, minus the Melodee part of knowing or her not being harmed. I think she's acting crazy because she is crazy. I know that she wants to get away from the family, but why do it like this?
Next to a body pillow that is dressed in Melodee's clothing?
Yes, it's one of those pillows that you put behind your back. So it's not the long body pillows, but it's one that goes behind your back, and it has Melodee's orange hoodie on it. And at one point in time, it had like a pair of pants on it. It was very strange. And I asked her like why she has the hoodie on the pillow, and she said it's because she misses Melodee.
Just tell law enforcement where she is, show a picture, proof of life, and you can be back with her. Come on, Ashlee. I don't know. I don't think she's alive. Or maybe she's somewhere where now Ashlee can't get her, because if she did decide to give her to a couple through some kind of adoption that wasn't legal, they're not going to give her back either.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about that.
I
remember on the. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I spoke to other people too, and they had told me that sounds like a shrine or memorial that people do. And when I was sitting there, that didn't cross my mind. I didn't even think that initially, but now looking back on it, it's extremely creepy and concerning. And I apologize for interrupting. There's a lag.
I mean, to say the least, it is extremely disconcerting that she's dressed a pillow up as her daughter while her daughter's missing, and she refuses to say anything to authorities. Speaking of the authorities, this is a key aspect, because the audio tape that was released in court was a little confusing to most people who listened to it, because she was getting angry at you for what she said was being deceitful. And I wondered if it's because the police had been discussing things with you.
Now, that was the thing that got me, was the shrine, right? The word shrine that he uses in this when he talks about Melodee's pictures and the couch pillow was like a shrine. Now, when people do a shrine, it's usually because somebody is no longer with us and they put a shrine up to remember them, right? Why, if she misses her daughter so much, guys, I ask you this question: why is she still at home hiding out and packing stuff? She can get in that car and go be with her daughter right freaking now. There's nothing to stop her from being with Melodee at Thanksgiving, all right? Unless Melodee is either not alive or she can't get her back. And of course, law enforcement is keeping a ton from us, especially since this is not an actual case yet. It's just her being missing. There's no formal criminal charges. There's nothing that you can look up in the system of Santa Barbara where you're going to find a case that shows you anything about Melodee. Now, there's crime timelines, which is missing person. It's a missing person thing. Sorry about that. But there's nothing else that we can find. And thank you, Jamie, for becoming a member. There's no type of case. So why would they tell us anything?
Can you straighten the record out about what contact you had with the police and why you had contact with the police?
So when I first went over there, I reached out to her because I've known her years ago. So when I first went over there, it was because I thought she had a family law issue that was about to happen. So I thought, because she has another daughter that was taken away from her. And Melodee has been taken away from her in the past. So I thought it was going to be a family law issue where she might need help with some document preparation or something. So
oh, did you hear that? She's already had one child taken away from her. There's issues with that. The family knows. She tried to feed Melodee rotten food, and the family tells us she didn't even realize that she was showing them that she was feeding her rotten food. Also, yeah, she tried to rent a second car and couldn't. So you guys tell me, is this just some lady that freaking went and is doing this Houdini trick where she just doesn't want people to get custody of her daughter, and she's being this fantastic mom that's going to move her daughter away into a nice place? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. She's already had another child taken away, and she's not right in the head. Had she run a U-Haul? That's a good question. Very good question. It's a step. Even law enforcement can't break her resolve. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So that's what I thought when I originally went over there. She had me come over on the second day. And after I left, I was pulled over by a detective. And he basically, told me that I need to report back anything that I learn about Melodee to the authorities. So I was compelled to do so.
No, you have to have a driver's license, and they can deny you, but I think with a U-Haul, maybe you just need a driver's license. You don't need any kind of credit checks. Remember, since she tried to get a second car and they wouldn't let her, it's not like they do background checks. So anyone cannot get a U-Haul. If I was to send my son over there that is missing his driver's license right now in his wallet, they wouldn't give it to him. All right. But yeah, people can rent that, and we still don't know where her money is coming from. All right. We don't know. Okay. So that's perfect. Anyone can't get a U-Haul, but her brother works for U-Haul, which may make more sense on how she got it.
I work in the field. So if I get, either a direct or indirect order from a law enforcement agent or a judge or someone, I'm going to comply. So I did. She started getting paranoid about everything that she was telling me. And then she built up in her head. I mean, I'm in my office right now. She built up in her head that I'm not a paralegal, that I'm not a legal document assistant.
I thought you said her brother works for U-Haul, your brother. Okay. Jen's a Gypsy says you do need a library card, though. All right. Synth, have them clear me. Okay, so yeah, some people can't. I'm not going to sit there and chat and go back and forth, but everyone can't. Foxy's telling us they won't let her rent it. And I've seen that happen, guys. I've seen that happen where somebody can't rent a U-Haul truck. I've had to help them out and go get it for them. All right, so there's certain circumstances. She got one. Doesn't matter how this time, but I am wondering, and a lot of people are, where is she getting the money to get a U-Haul truck, to go on these trips, to have a storage? Where is her income coming from? But yes, we know what you're saying, Synth. We get it.
That I'm not a process server, that I don't have an office. So she was basically saying that I was lying, that she can't trust me, that I'm going to go to jail for fraud because I'm pretending to have an office, and that basically I was working as an undercover police officer. So that's what you were hearing.
Super paranoid. And I don't think he was working as one necessarily, but I do think now that they may have directed him in there to get information, guys. The fact that right when he walked out of the house, he texted one of the officers and had been communicating with them. And Jamie, I am in the Bay Area. Fresno is like 3 hours from me. So anyway, send me an email, guiltyofcrimeby@gmail.com. All right. He said they took Melodee before. Who did?
Not that illegal recording, by the way. I didn't authorize to be recorded, nor did I know I was being recorded. But that's partially what you were hearing, is basically her just having a paranoia meltdown.
But it's interesting for us to learn that the police pulled you over to say, we need your help, because this woman won't talk to anyone, but she talked to you.
There you go, guys. So did you hear how that transpired? Got pulled over. They asked him for help. He's obviously not working undercover, but that case was weak, and they only did it to bring, in my opinion, to bring Ashlee in and get more information, which rightfully so. I think at this point, there should be some real consequences for her for not giving up where Melodee is However, they probably realized that it didn't work, and tracking her and following her would probably be more efficient. So I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I wanted to just recap really quickly. You mentioned that she's got an older daughter who's 22 years old who was taken away from her.
Yeah, roughly 22, give or take. Early 20s. I do believe her name is Destiny. And if you're watching Destiny, sorry for saying your name. Yeah, so I knew her when she was little as well. And she was taken away when she was little because, you know, Ashlee's had mental health struggles since I've known her. So that contributed to Destiny being taken. And I'm not sure what happened with Melodee the first time around, but, you know, she was, that is what it is. And that's what I thought was happening this time. I didn't think.
So they've tried to take her before. She doesn't want them to take her. And no, they were not able to search her phone. They do not have any kind of case, no criminal case, nothing at this point. It's simply, where's Melodee? Tell us. And that's it so far. Jay, do we know how or who gave her money for bail? We absolutely no, we don't. They didn't ask for money for bail. They originally asked for money, and then we all went over that she had got released on her own recognizance, so she didn't need to come up with that money, right? So we don't know where her other money's coming from. I know Melodee's dad died from a motorcycle accident when she was 6 months old, but I don't know. I didn't know that was her husband that she got benefits from. I'm not gonna speculate on that. I'm just gonna say, where's Melodee? That's what I'm going to say.
When I first made contact, Melodee was actually...
Sorry for interrupting. Has Destiny been helpful at all in trying to talk to her mother, or will her mother speak to her daughter, Destiny?
I have no idea if Destiny has tried to reach out. If she hasn't, I can't blame her. But Ashlee herself has said that she would rather Melodee be in a group home or foster home than to be anywhere near either side of her family.
You hear that, guys?
Wow. Okay, a couple of other big questions. She was asking on the audio tape for her keys. She wanted you to, quote, give her keys back. What did that mean?
So a few days prior, she actually had me go make copies of her house keys and her storage keys, which those are the two places that were raided. She wanted me to bring them back to her that night because she thought I kept the originals versus the copies. But she was prepping to be arrested for Melodee's disappearance. So she wanted me to have copies of her keys.
That's crazy. That's how much she's holding on. She's literally prepping to be arrested for her daughter. So guys, at this point, there's literally two options. Melodee is chilling safe with somebody somewhere, or three options. She's chilling somewhere safe with someone, and Ashlee just not going to give her up. She'll take the arrest, whatever, then she'll get out and be with her. Number two, she's already dead and Melodee knows that. Third one, she did trade or got money from someone and sold Melodee, whether it was trafficking or simply a couple that can't have children and wanted one in exchange for money. All right, there's nothing else left. She's literally calling this guy to help her prep in case she gets arrested. Why not just be a good mom, tell where Melodee is, and you can be back with her again? That's why I don't believe her motive is simply just to keep Melodee safe. Melodee's not safe if her mom is out here doing fuck shit. And sorry my language, but that makes me mad for anyone to think that's for Melodee's benefit. Melodee's benefit would be to have her mom. I know how important it is for my daughter to have a mom. Tell where Melodee is. How about that? No, they didn't. They arrested her for this guy, but that has nothing to do with the case. And if they did, they didn't find anything that has to do with Melodee missing. It's two separate cases, and they have nothing on Melodee's disappearance. So if they did take her phone, it was about that. No, they didn't find the recording. She gave the recording to her lawyer. That's how she got off. She recorded. She gave it to him. All right. That was in her favor to have that recording.
So once she's arrested, I can come empty out her storage on her house so she doesn't lose all of her belongings.
Okay, speaking of belongings, we've been watching multiple occasions where she's packing, she's receiving flat boxes, then she's carrying what looked to be packed boxes out to a waiting vehicle, and then eventually in another video out to a U-Haul truck, appliances, moving boxes. Do you have any idea what's in those boxes, Tyler?
Yeah, it's all of Melodee's stuff. All those boxes were ordered from Walmart. I was there when she was ordering them. She's claiming it's stuff that Melodee outgrew, which makes no sense because she was asking me if my nieces could benefit from the clothing, and my nieces are Melodee's.
I'm telling you guys, at the end of this, you might change your mind if you think Melodee's alive. I literally, after watching all this, I'm back to thinking Melodee Buzzard's no longer with us, guys. All right. And I think I'm going to keep that sentiment, and I'm going to feel that way until Melodee is produced. I don't think that I just don't think she's alive anymore. I don't know. I just have a nasty feeling that she's not.
So for her to say that Melodee has outgrew them, but she wants to give them to my nieces makes no sense.
Yeah, true.
You know, there's something else that she's been receiving a lot of packages at that door. Do you have any idea, other than the Walmart boxes, what she's been receiving?
She gets various things. She gets all of her food mailed to her. She gets all of her toiletries mailed to her. Her wigs are mailed to her. Her clothes. She's told me she has a shopping addiction.
Temu wigs. You think she orders her wigs from Temu, guys? All right. Yeah, you guys, yeah, same. Just like Emmanuel. Yes, just like Emmanuel. She's in debt up in her ass and sold Melodee to pay it off. Possibly. She's still shopping, though, buying those Temu wigs.
Which I'm not sure where she gets all the money from. And that's something else is the last time I was there, I want to say on that Tuesday, she was deleting her Amazon account, her email account, and her bank account. She was switching that stuff because she thought it was being hacked or traced. So she was freaking out about that as well.
And there was something about a reference made to Casey Anthony. Can you explain what comment she made about Casey Anthony?
Yes. So she said she acknowledged that people were comparing her to Casey Anthony, but she joked and was like, well, at least I'm not out partying. So you're not out partying, but look what Casey Anthony was accused of. Do you not realize what you just said? And
did she ever say, Tyler, that I didn't kill Melodee? I mean, did you ever ask her point blank, is Melodee alive or dead? Did she ever say one way or the other?
No, I did ask her, and I flat out told her. I believe it was on either that. So this all happened with her locking me in on that Wednesday, I believe. And I think it was on that Tuesday that I had asked her. I go, everyone is saying, I go, you're still not giving me the full truth. I go, you're not talking to law enforcement. Everyone is saying that you either trafficked Melodee or you killed her. I go, which one is it? And she starts doing her fake crying, acting like she can believe that I asked her such a question. But she never.
But she wouldn't answer.
She never answered the question.
Of course not.
The things that she did tell you, Tyler, I was just going to say the things that she did tell you about this couple she met at the zoo with whom she dropped Melodee in Utah.
Yeah, this is just crazy. Now, at least she's nailing it down to Utah, right? That wig. Oh, hell no. She's a clown, y'all. Ashlee Buzzard's a clown.
Doesn't have their phone, doesn't have their email, doesn't have their names, doesn't have contact information, but that it was all planned for a minor surgery, which, as you've said, was an outpatient surgery. Do you believe any of it?
I don't believe any of it. I think, I don't believe any of it at all. And just to clarify, she kept saying, how do you know I left her in Utah? She didn't say she drove.
How do you know I left her in Utah? Guys, come on. And Jamie, mad prayers for you. It's your first Thanksgiving since losing your husband in April. It's a rough week. I'm so sorry. Please do me a favor and email me guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. Let's see how close you are to the Bay Area. I'd be happy to meet up with you for lunch or something if I can. If you're close enough, let me know. All right. And huge prayers, huge hugs. We're all with you. All right. We know Unforgivable Sin says they know your pain, sweetheart. We'll pray for you in this holiday season. There's a lot of people praying for you, and you're not alone. I assure you. All right. With Guilty of Crime, you're not alone. We we definitely around here are like a family, and we do what we can for each other, even if it's just talking it out and not being alone. All right. So let's keep going.
Dropped her off in Utah. So that's very distinguishable. She didn't say I dropped her off with a couple in Utah. She said, how do you know I left her in Utah? So that's distinguishable. But then she like switched the subject as if she never even said that. So, and it's one of those things with her, you don't want to try to like interrogate her and keep going on that subject, because then she'll say like she's upset or that she's getting triggered. She loved that word triggered. So
she loved the word trigger. Don't trigger me.
With someone like that, you don't want to upset them or trigger them, especially if you're in their house.
Someone like that.
So Tyler, you're the only person who's spoken with her. I mean, she won't speak with the police. She won't speak with Melodee's grandparents on the paternal side. We have no idea if she's spoken with her own mother. Do you know if she's spoken with her own mother?
I know she has not, and she wants nothing to do with her mother at all.
She wants nothing to do with any of the family at all. And I'm telling you that rent's paid up until December 1st, and she's out of there. She's probably going to be out of there in the middle of the night. And as long as they're following her. But I got to tell you guys, I don't think that Melodee's alive or accessible to Ashlee just by the way things are going down and the things that we're hearing. I think something bad happened. She knows it. I don't know that this guy knows it, but I think he has an idea, and that's why he's even talking with law enforcement. If he really thought that she was trying to protect her daughter, I don't think that he would work with law enforcement at all. All right, back to cooking, Angel of Truth. I'm off to cook right after this. I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow, so awesome. Can't wait to eat.
Well, being the only person who Ashlee Buzzard has spoken with, particularly about this little girl, Melodee, do you believe that Melodee is alive?
That's such a tough question, because I don't want to believe that she could have hurt Melodee at all, because I think that she does love Melodee in her own way. But the fact that she won't give me a clear yes or no answer makes me extremely uncomfortable. So I can't say one way or another, but I think that she should have been found by now if she was alive.
Tyler, I cannot thank you enough for being so candid, for talking with us tonight, for helping the police to get any information they can about this little girl, and for going through what you've been through. I'm going to repeat it. I don't believe the judge made the right decision about what I heard on that tape. I don't believe anybody says the words, "I would like to leave now," twice, if they don't have the freedom to just get up and leave and say goodbye.
It was actually 3 times. I told her twice as she was staring at me. Like I told your producer, she looked like the Annabelle doll. Just like the way she was looking at me with her and fake crying. She's like a black.
He said she looked like the Annabelle doll with fake crying. Guys, you know I'm a horror fan. I should have had an Annabelle doll ready to flash when he said that. Just saying. All right. This guy. All right, don't go anywhere. We're gonna still hear from the judge about why Casey Anthony is being compared to Ashlee. Why did Ashlee compare herself to Casey Anthony? Weird.
Laughing while she's crying with an open box cutter next to her. And granted, she never said she was going to cut me with a box cutter, and she made sure to say for her performance that she wasn't threatening me. So, and she never physically did, but it was her demeanor, the way she was compared to how I knew her from the past. You know, she stood in front of me when I was going to go walk past her, and she locked multiple locks. When I asked her for the 3rd time to leave at the door, which you couldn't hear on the audio, you could hear the keys rattling, finally letting me out, but you didn't hear me say, "I'm ready to go now, Ashlee," for the 3rd time. So under California law, the moment I asked her the 1st time to leave and she didn't immediately open the door, that's false imprisonment.
All right, so he's using, guys, I'm going to tell you, he definitely was heavily working with whoever that officer was that was out there. I think they knew, and they might have told him anything she does. And he knows, right? He's a paralegal, so he knew his rights. Just because one time they ask, it doesn't mean that is going to hold weight in court. And it didn't. It held weight. I absolutely believe law enforcement is making a conscious decision to not arrest Ashlee when she doesn't produce Melodee, because they already know that she's going to shut her mouth and stay locked up, and they have 0% chance of getting her to talk. So I think it's way better for them to let her go and follow her. Casey Anthony would lose her shit thinking she's being compared to Curly Sue on meth. Casey's shallow and vain. I should send this video to her TikTok. Casey Anthony is very much on social media, and she posts a lot of TikToks, guys.
I mean, you can ask O.J. Simpson, who spent 9 years in prison because of not allowing two men to leave a hotel room that he was collecting his belongings, robbing them. And that was the kidnapping that led to 9 years in prison. Again, Tyler Brewer, I cannot thank you enough for being candid with us. Let's both pray together, and everyone who's watching, that our suspicions are wrong and that maybe Melodee is perhaps alive tonight. But thank you again for sharing all of these stories with us. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me, and I'm hoping the best for Melodee. And that was my goal. You know, find Melodee. That's all I want to do is help find Melodee. That's the nation's goal.
That's what we all want. And he knows now that this is an international case.
We'll find Melodee. And I also want to tell you my condolences for your dog, Atlas. We have a dog rescue, and that's one of the reasons why I reached out. And I liked the way you spoke about the verdict, and I appreciate you. And you're the only person I've done an interview with, and the only person I'm planning to do one with.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. It's been a hard.
Listen to this guy giving Ashlee, giving her the exclusive rights to his interview after sending a cease and desist. We didn't want to interview with you anyway. All right, next. All right, love you all too. I know everyone wants to get cooking and get things going, but stop real quick. We're gonna listen for a few minutes about Ashlee. We talked about comparing her to Casey Anthony. She did that herself. All right. And Brandon, where are you? I emailed you 500 times last night, Brandon, and you didn't get back to me. All right. That's next. Right after that, guys, we're giving away a Foxy box. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you have your membership so you're green. And in order to win, you got to have a U.S. shipping address, unless you're going to pay for it. All right. There's a certain circumstances where people say, I want to pay for it. Okay, no problem. All right. My turkey is seasoning overnight. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. I'm so hungry. All right, let's get to this so we don't leave you guys, keep you too long. All right. There you go. All right.
Of the Casey Anthony case. Well, guess who our next guest is? The beloved judge who presided over that trial, the Honorable Belvin Perry, now retired Chief Judge. Good morning to you, Judge. Thank you for coming on the show. Tell us, please, what you're thinking as you hear about this awful news of missing Melodee Buzzard, gone now for over a month.
Julie, history has taught us that in cases of this nature, where a kid is last seen with their parent.
All right, this is a huge interjection into this case by Belvin Perry, who was the Casey Anthony judge that presided over, and well, she ultimately got let free. And listen, what he's saying 110% as a true crime junkie, we know that when a child's gone missing and the parents sticking around and not saying anything, that 90% of the time the child's no longer with us. All right. And how do I email Brandon for that Foxy box? You know, I was going to email Brandon to tell him that he won a Foxy box, but he asked me to delete his email and never email him. So sorry, Brandon, you don't get that Foxy box.
And the kid suddenly vanishes. It does not have a good ending. And in this particular case, there are several red flags. You have the mom disguising identity. You have the license plate switching. You have the mom totally not cooperating. And now you have the mom leaving, getting ready to go to parts unknown, and she offers no explanation as to where her child is.
Again, Casey Anthony did the same thing. She was out partying, and Ashlee is the one comparing herself to Casey Anthony. So what does she mean by that? Her daughter's dead and she's out enjoying herself with her clown makeup and her wigs. And yes, guys, say a huge prayer for Synth She's asked, can y'all pray for my brother that found his girlfriend unalived in her closet on Monday? He was gone 20 minutes. Police lied to her and told her she wouldn't get her kids back, and she believed them and she had no hope. Huge prayers, Sin. I'm sorry your family's going through this during the holidays. It's never easy, but huge prayers, and let us know if we could do anything besides prayers. Who doesn't know Casey Anthony? Yes, she said people were comparing her to Anthony, but in the way she said it, it was like she was bragging about it, in my opinion, under your scars. I didn't like that. She's got genuine mental health illness, and Casey Anthony's human garbage. Well, so is Jen Soto, and Jen Soto's also another Casey Anthony, just saying.
It's awful, Judge. It's awful. And you shared with us all those red flags, all the things that people watching this case are so infuriated over, that it seems that there's layers of deception here. There's also what seems like maybe some animosity or resentment, as we saw video of Ashlee Buzzard actually taking down the missing posters of her daughter, taking down the pictures so people couldn't see her daughter's beautiful face. And it makes you scratch your head and think, how in the world is this fair that this woman is walking free? Judge, what are your thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, until we find out what happened with this child, until we have some concrete evidence.
And guys, 9 out of 10 times when this happens, the child's no longer alive. I'm just gotta throw that in there. All right. I love my daughter so much. Tiff loves hers. Jay loves hers. Foxy loves hers. We cannot fathom this. Agreed. Absolutely. And Foxy says no wet t-shirt contest for Ashlee, I'm guessing.
As to her involvement in the disappearance, or a body being found. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but chances are high that a body will be found at some point. There's nothing that law enforcement can do at this time. They have to have evidence to deal with the situation in this case. It's awful, but as long as this mom is not cooperating and there's no leads in this particular case for law enforcement to follow up on, it's just going to be a mystery.
Yeah. It's an awful mystery, Judge. Yes. I want to show you some video. This was obtained by News Nation. Our brilliant friend and colleague, Ashlee Banfield, aired it on her show.
Very true that children are now collateral, California Hawkeye, and I don't know when that happened. I know that there were less and less that we used to hear about, and now it's so many times a day. Parents, as a matter of fact, next week I got a case for you. They're literally called obese parents that starve their child to almost death. I don't know if y'all have heard about that, but literally 4 giant people, obese, 500-600-pound people starving their child. Kelvin James says, if you had a mother who's a narcissist and an adopted mother who's a narcissist, you know those people exist. Agreed. All right. Good to see you, Chief Rocca. He says, hello, guilty of crime girlfriends. I'm glad you rolled in.
Banfield the other night, and look at this. You see Ashlee Buzzard there carrying out moving boxes and home appliances, loading them in the U-Haul. And Banfield reported that as the U-Haul pulled away and Ashlee Buzzard was in it, that presumably FBI and state officials tailed her, but then she returned to her home. And on Banfield, it was reported that the location where the U-Haul went is undisclosed. But we know that she came back home to that house. So she's moving items out, driving away in the U-Haul, then she comes back. It looks like she's moving, maybe not entirely moved, but partially moved. And here's the video where she gets into it and drives. And as I said, Banfield.
I'm telling you, mark your calendars. 4 days from now, we're going to see more action in this case. And serial killer New Hampshire, I hate to see that she's free now, but I got to give you guys a little bit of hope in this case that law enforcement, in my opinion, is only letting her be free as a bird so they can follow her and find out where Melodee is. Now, if Melodee was buried somewhere or her body was tossed somewhere, They're going to find that because this lady is one of the ladies that would go back and visit the spot where she was dumped, where she left her. They're going to find her if they let her out and about. All right. That's what I think. So I think it is better that she's free. I think she should enjoy her freedom while she has it, because it's not going to last too long.
So reported that they followed her. So obviously they're surveilling her. They're sitting there watching her every move. Judge, what do you make of what she's doing here?
Julie, it is unfortunate that she's devoting her efforts towards abandoning her child. She's not looking for the child. All the movements she's taken are very self-serving. She's only interested in herself. It's just bizarre. Most mothers would be looking for their missing child, but she's not. She's moving, and apparently she's going on with her life.
Right, Judge. It's awful. And we know she had quite a few movements that were tracked in that trip that I know you're aware of in early October, around October the 7th, when it began, where she's going through several states from California.
Interesting. Well, thank you, California Hawkeye. My beef with creators is when they call themselves reactors instead of factors. Huh. Interesting. Well, I don't know. I'm just a I do what I do, and I'm here. That picture looks interesting that you got down there. It looks like somebody I know, California Hawkeye. But anyway, you're very welcome here, and I hope that you never have beef with our channel. And you guys are cracking me up about the wig, right? There's squirrels living in that wig, and my mom says she looks like the lion from The Wizard of Oz. She looks like a ratchet Wizard of Oz lion, in my opinion.
You're going through Utah, Nevada, all the way to Nebraska, and then returning without Melodee. Do you think there's a valid concern that she may have sold Melodee into a situation either for sex work or for some kind of labor work?
Hey, she's not beating around the bushes, y'all. She literally just asked him that. Was she being sold or trafficked, making her do sex work? I love it. Let's see what he has to say. Sarah, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. All right, don't forget, guys, right after this, we're giving away a Foxy box, so make sure that you get there, you get that in there, right? Get your likes, get your memberships, all that. It's your two of your sons. Okay. I don't know why they look familiar. I'm from California as well. All right, squirrels would have no chance living in that wig. All right, you're listening. Let's go. Does he think that she was trafficked, sold, or she's doing sex work?
Julie, that's a great possibility. She could have sold the child to a child predator, and hopefully she has not murdered the child, but nothing's good is going to happen as a result of these actions. Unfortunately, this child has been missing since October the 7th.
October 9th was the last sighting now. And Wyatt, my man, what do you mean? That's the judge from the Casey Anthony trial, Belvin Perry. You know Casey Anthony, and that's what we're talking about right now, comparing Casey Anthony to Ashlee Buzzard.
And unfortunately, as I stated earlier, nothing good is going to occur.
Judge Perry, you're always so wise. We always talk about how you always share so much wisdom with us. And you're right, history has taught us awful lessons in these cases that nothing good happens when you have a situation like this. Let's hope and pray for a miracle here for Melodee Buzzard.
All right, that just like cut off in the middle of nothing. All right, guys, you guys made it through the entire episode. And guess what? We're going to be giving away a Foxy box now. Let me turn this off and get this going. All right, listen. Welcome Lisa and Buffy to our channel. Just found our channel, subbing up. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, so somebody absolutely has to know something. I agree. All right, look that's the route that she took from Lompoc, California to Utah, borderline. Somebody said that Colorado, borderline Utah, may have some ties in Grand Junction. All right, so there's that route and the map. They now know she was seen last on October 9th. She headed home on October 10th. And I asked this question, was Melodee Buzzard sold? I'm still asking that question. And maybe she was sold and she's no longer with us. We don't know, but I do pray that we do find Melodee and she's brought home, whether she's alive or not. I just don't want her to be suffering, especially during this holiday season. I don't want her out there suffering. So pray that she's brought home and we get some kind of justice in this case. Amy, hello, Jay, and partners in crime, right? Happy Thanksgiving Eve. All right, guys, are you green because we're getting ready to give away a Foxy Box? You are green to me, Lexi says. Lexi's not green either, but I do love your little picture down there. All right, prayers that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Right after this, I'm going to go and I'm going to bless Julie B with some Thanksgiving money so she can complete her meal, get more for her meal, whatever. She's got some kids and she could use our help, and I'm going to help her after this episode. Brandon has a wig for her, drum roll. All right, guys, we're giving stuff away. Let me put this up there and let's do it. All right. Say, Jay, stop talking. We got some cooking to do. I got cooking to do too. I'm going to get out of here after this and make my famous stuffing. I never thought that I'd be making famous stuffing, but ever since I started making stuffing for my family years ago, now they always want me to make stuffing, and they say they didn't even like stuffing until they tried mine. All right. So, Mom, we're going to make that stuffing. I'll make it for you again when you get here. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to cook after this. Right now, I'm going to do this spinny wheel. I'm going to put it up on the screen in a second. But where's Melodee? Was she sold? And there's that last trip. I put a link earlier with crimetimelines.com. My goodness, guys, I'm telling you, you should go check out that link. It's got everything you need to know about this case. And you know what, Kelvin? A lot of people said that they don't like stuffing. They will never eat it. Well, my stuffing's different. All right. All right. Good luck, everyone. Let's get this party started and get you guys a Foxy Box. All right. All right. Here we go. Fingers crossed, prayers, whatever you want. You got to be green and you got to have an address in the United States, unless we already talked to you about that and you want to pay for it. All right. For the shipping, I mean. But you can't buy a Foxy Box either. Where'd Tiff go? Tiff, can you drop some links to the merch? We got some special sales, guys. We've got Black Friday sales on guiltyofcrime.com. If Tiff is around, please drop a link. All right, here we go. Whoever's going to win is going to win. I can't tell you what the secret to my famous stuffing is. Then I'd have to kill ya. And then I'd be on the... All right, did Under the Mystic Moon ever win a Foxy Box? All right, did you drop your link for the Guilty of Crime Black Friday stuff, Tiff? All right, guys, Under the Mystic Moon. I know I've seen Under the Mystic Moon quite a bit here, but I need to figure out, are you green and are you in the United States? Otherwise, I don't want to say congratulations yet until I know. Yes, if you need to buy Guilty of Crime gear, you should get it now because we're giving out a free Guilty of Crime blanket as well as Guilty of Crime ornament. Okay, Under the Mystic Moon is not in the United States, I guess, because you're green. We're going to do it again. Or nope, what? You won Under the Mystic Moon. What do you mean, nope? I'm asking you if you are in the United States. You've never won a Foxy Box. You're in the green. And are you in the United States? If so, Under the Mystic Moon, you are the winner of the Foxy Box. All right. So are you able to receive the Foxy Box? That means you have to tell Foxy your name and address so she can ship it to you. All right. You freeze all the crust for stuffing. Yeah, I've got a key ingredient. Okay, so Under the Mystic Moon won. Please congratulate her or him. And there it is, right there. guiltyofprizes@gmail.com. Under the Mystic Moon will get you your Foxy Box. I assure you, you will not be disappointed in that. All right, so congratulations to you. Everybody says that. Listen, guys, please do me a favor, and you guys have a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving, okay? If you're feeling lonely, please don't. If you need somebody to talk to or email or whatever, guiltyofcrime@gmail.com. I'll try to go through my emails tomorrow. If you're hooked up with our mods and you're already talking to them, I just don't want anyone to be sad or lonely here that's part of the Crime Crew family. Okay, we all wish you a happy Turkey Day. If you guys plan on doing Black Friday shopping, go to guiltyofcrime.com, get yourself a free Guilty of Crime ornament or a Guilty of Crime blanket. You won't regret it, I promise. All right, you're very welcome under the Mystic Moon. Thank you. Love you guys. And again, if you're alone or feeling a certain way, call someone, email someone, reach out. We're here. You're not alone. None of us are alone. We all have each other. All right. If we're sad and lonely, we'll call you, Jay. All right. Call me. You can leave me a voicemail. All right. You can go call my 408 number and leave me a message. All right. Thank you guys. So absolutely. I'm going right over to Julie B and bless her with some of that Thanksgiving money so she can have an awesome Thanksgiving like the rest of us. Email guiltyofprizes@gmail.com to get your Foxy box. And I love you guys so much. I will see you. I don't know if I'll be back on Friday or next week, but guys, I'm here for you. And like I said, thank you, California Hawkeye. I appreciate you. I'm going to go cook. Congratulations. Love all of you. I'll see you either Friday or next week. Love you guys. And Sadie's mom, a big hug. Very welcome. No worries, guys. That's what we're here for. All right. Have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all on the YouTube streets later on. Good night. Mwah. My dogs are saying, get out of here. Do better. Do better. All right. Love you guys. My dogs are yelling at me.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty of crime?